the economy, we can't be here. But the economy, what will improve the economy is peace, generally. Forget about the demonstration, forget about the mandamano. There is no economy without peace. The moment you threaten peace, then you're actually threatening the economy. Look at our neighbors here of late, Sudan. You can't talk about the economy now because there is no peace. Whoever started it, whether he had good intentions for the people of Sudan or bad intentions, now the economy of Sudan is, literally there is no country now in Sudan with that kind of bombing in Khartoum, the capital city, you see. So if now you tell me that whoever started it had good intentions of improving the lives of the Sudanese, but that's where it has reached, and you know, having been seasoned politicians and the rate to year, having been a member of parliament, a governor now at the epitome of the chief campaigner and having the blueprint for Azimio, he knows very well that any steps that will threaten the peace of any country definitely does not help the economy. And I think that's where we are. I've been in these platforms before, and I said even before the Mandamano started, that we know the Mandamano organized by Raila cannot be peaceful. And it came to pass. I don't think that was, didn't need a prophet or a soothsayer to tell me that. And even where he sits, I think that's what he knows. Our Mandamanos have never been
one
peaceful.
side, and sorry to cut you short.
Yeah.
The police are supposed to protect protesters. Were they, from where you sit?
Exactly.
Are they equally to blame?
Initially you realize, you know, this Mandamanos as metamorphosed from where it started. Initially they were peaceful, but we knew the end game was not for them to be peaceful. And when they were peaceful,
how did you know?
And when we've had Mandamanos before from your side, but what happened initially? When they were peaceful, the policemen were there, policewomen were there. People will come, have their rallies at Kamkunji, talk, go home, and the policeman didn't throw any tear gas. I think this is also on record. We've had, I think, 4 or 5 of them before now they went to where they wanted to go, you know. And you realize that this Mandamanos, or that constitutional right which is being exercised, is not for any good. Because even when attempts are made to come to the negotiating table for people to agree, some people still find very flimsy excuses to say, no, that is not the way we want to go. Or they put unnecessary demands, which have nothing to do with the economy. And here we are discussing the economy, and to me, I can discuss this economy the whole day, because it's so important to anybody, to everybody in this country, not just for the politicians. Yeah. So I think that is where we should actually zero on. And maybe I take this opportunity to thank Mheshimiwa Nderetu here. He knows his constitutional right, but he has not actually put a sufuria on his head. He knows that, because he knows that will not help. Okay. But overall, let me just say something about what Mheshimiwa Ramogi was talking about here, about the whole plan of this government in terms of improving the economy. Remember, how did we find ourselves here? This just didn't start on 9th of August. If you look at the prices of the basic commodities on 9th of August, where were they? Even with the subsidy, you know, unless somebody was just benefiting, because the 1 month where now we knew that there was money put for subsidy for unga, that unga was not available. That was the only effect. Now, are you saying that you would want the current government to make unga disappear? And you know, this is a very basic commodity. I think that is where the reality, or as leaders from across the divide, we should realize that it never worked. We already have a history that doesn't work. And going back there, unless people just want to pocket the money, it will not help the common mwananchi. But let's also agree that with all the difficulties, the prices are coming down, even before we harvest, you see. And this is because of the efforts, you know, the policies that have been put in place. They are not yet down to where we would want them to be. But comparing the price on 9th of August and the price as we speak now of the basic commodity, unga, it has come down. And I don't know why people are not appreciating that, even from the other side. I think that's where the problem. Look at the whole value chain. Give me another extra minute.
Yeah, sure.
When it comes to production, Ramogi, it's not about fertilizer. If you have taken time to read even our last, when we are doing the supplementary budget and now the budget, and that's a public document, we are talking about the project 10,000. That means providing water for agriculture. Of course, we don't have water for drinking and whatever, but we are doing now multi-purpose use for the dams that we are doing, for clean water, agriculture, and I think that is the whole value chain. We've been relying on the rains, of course. We are doing dams which can last 2 seasons, 3 seasons. Of course, if the extreme drought, that's now God's intervention. But in terms of planning, those are the steps. So it's not just about the fertilizer. It's about also provision for water for the purposes of making sure that the food comes in.
Okay.
But the most interesting thing, which is again very important, is the depreciating dollar. This one, unless we discuss about it and probably get a solution to it, apart from what I think the government is doing, that is the most worrying. It's not about even the East Africa region. You know, currently I come from a county which borders Tanzania. We are not depreciating against the dollar. We are depreciating against our neighbors here. A time like this last year, the Kenyan shilling was exchanging at 23 Tanzanian shillings to the Kenyan shilling. Now it's down to 15. That is the reality. So we really have a problem when it comes to the depreciation of the Kenyan shilling against even our neighbors. And it will take another discourse now, the monetary experts and all that, to bring this whole thing together. But certainly agree, you cannot bring down the cost of living without bringing the cost of energy. That is very basic. You cannot do manufacturing if the cost of energy is high. That is basic. Yeah. But I can assure you, given time, those are the things that we are working on, and there are sound policies to manage that.